conversation and how that conversation is an opportunity or presents an opportunity. So you're having a conversation with somebody, but you're aware that that conversation, like, you're actually, it's sort of like serving up a tennis ball, right?
Right.
You're lobbing one over the plate for them. Can you talk about how, newcomers to the blogosphere, newcomers, to this broader conversation, because I think there's there's a digerati who kind of dominate and are very careful about lobbing balls to each other, and then there's also kind of newcomers who maybe don't have that kind of relationship with the kind of inner circle of the digerati.
Inner circle of the digerati, the Twitterati.
Twitterati, does it exist? I don't know. I mean,
does it exist? Well, I think it does in a certain degree. There are certain people who don't answer my Twitters. And how does it exist? First of all, I will tell you this. I think that if you have a blog, you need to be on Twitter, because you can't get to where I got without being on Twitter these days, because the conversation has moved to Twitter. And Twitter expands the reach of my blog and has made my blog far more valuable. Used to be, and my blog is like 6 blogs. There's a creativity blog, there's a branding blog, there's a writing blog, there's a, what is Liz thinking blog, there's a change the world blog, I don't know, there's 80, I don't know, maybe there's 80 blogs there. But, people, I could never do a blog on blogging because the nature of blogging is very generational. The audience changes about every 6 months, but particularly if you're in the metasphere of blogging on blogging on blogging. So people would come by and go, can you tell me about that? And I go, it's over there. Go read it. I already wrote about that. We'll write about it again. Well, no, I wrote my best one about it already. That's how writers work. So now, when someone asks me a question about blogging on Twitter, I can just throw up the link and 300 people go read it. We do sort of have a bond of trust. There are people I hang with. I don't know. The people I know really closely in my power network, I don't know what to call them, that if I would ask them to do something, like when David Armano asked for help with Daniela, the homeless woman, and tweeted it, it went around and what was it, $14,000 in about 5 hours they raised from people just because they trusted David Armano. So I would say that there are certain things you need to do on Twitter. You need to get your picture up there, because people won't trust you if there's just a little brown box. They don't know who you are. Get a bio up there, because I just went through my Twitter account and figured out that people who don't have bios don't last longer than 3 months. I mean, I literally went through about 300 pages, so that's 300 pages times 20 people a page, going over each one to check. Only checking the ones that didn't have bios. And I would say 10% were still there. It was amazing. I was deleting the ones that weren't backdated before March 1st. So it'll show longevity and that you plan on staying, that you're worth becoming friends with. Start slow and get to know some people. It's like networking anywhere. You network with your friends, and as soon as you get to know their ideas, you step outside of your group. And I think it's really important, someone said it earlier, the idea of everybody, with Avon, with everybody moving online, no. I mean, I think Avon's really smart, because the biggest mistake I've seen is that people move online and they forget their offline network. And you really need both to be successful. The people I see in the most trouble right now, especially entrepreneurs and small service businesses, are small service businesses who have their clients in every city except the city in which they live. So target marketers like yourself, target people in your own city to start with, but then branch out and get to know people one level above you and one level over. That's just good strategy, if it's good product strategy. If I'm going to make a blue ball, the next thing I make the next year is a red ball and a blue truck. And then the next year I make a green ball, a red truck, and a blue house. That's how strategy works. So that's the way you should build out your network, in the same way, like you would a garden. Just moving a little bit out all the